I'm Joe Reed, and you're listening to Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. If you've been listening this week, you know that publisher, Michele Cobb, has joined me for the week, and she's talking about, Michele, take it away for the last time.
Awake in the Floating City, a novel by Susanna Kwan, read by Catherine Ho.
Okay, and this is part of our theme of debut novels.
Yes, and another one that I enjoyed because it was unexpected.
All right, tell me about the premise of this one.
San Francisco is flooded and is now a place just of endless rain. At first, people are moving up to the higher floors, but by the time we get to this story, most people have actually moved on. Bo, our main character, has not. Her mother disappeared during a storm a few years ago, and she's stayed, maybe hoping that her mother will show up. She's found work taking care of elderly residents who have no one else, and she's been hanging on by a thread, avoiding painting, which is kind of her back thing, ignoring her relatives trying to get her to leave for Canada. And one of her neighbors, the 129 year
Oh, my
old
Lord.
Mia, slides a note under her door asking for Bo's help with the day to day. And Bo is very resistant. Eventually, however, she concedes, and her interactions with Mia bring back her creativity and her connection to the world.
Wow, okay. And it's interesting because this, in some ways, is tying back to Tilt, the novel you talked about on Monday, another sort of apocalyptic tale.
Yes, it sort of start and end the week in the same place.
hmm In the Northwest, there's real trouble.
Exactly. But the book, it was so beautifully written, and it paints a stark picture of the future that's filled only with survival. And Tilt is a little bit different because it's kind of the first day of something that has happened. But this one is really about how little it takes to be very, very hard in life. And Bo has to refine art, humanity, even her memories and the community within the wreckage as she's rediscovering all these things herself. She's kind of bringing them to us, which is lovely.
Now, tell me about Catherine Ho.
Oh, she just wrapped her voice around the words in a way that kind of made my insides ache.
Mm.
I've admired her work since I listened to Counterfeit.
Yeah, I like that book too. She was great.
Yeah, and this is so different, but I was excited to listen to her again for good reason because she's got that deep tone and this vocal mastery of the really subtle emotional shifts. And that, to me, made this title a true standout.
Well, why don't we hear a little? Do you need to set this up?
Well, this is kind of setting the scene of San Francisco in the future.
All right, this is Awake in the Floating City, which is a great title. It's by Susanna Kwan and read by Catherine Ho.
The rooftop economy had emerged in densely populated sectors as the flooding had worsened. Nimble street vendors were the first to move their operations up, followed by small businesses with storefronts. Together, they pushed the city to expedite relocation permits and build bridges to replace the wrecked roads. It didn't take long for everything else to follow them up. The school district cordoned off areas for recess and after-school programs. The Parks Department put on movie nights. Talks, concerts, and community meetings took place under the shelter of portable bandshells. But even then, there was a sense that it wouldn't last. Activity had diminished steadily, as expected, especially in the last 2 years, and only a third of the vendors remained now.
What an interesting excerpt, because there's almost a staccato quality in the beginning to her voice that then just becomes more fluid by the end of the clip. You can just see that sort of audio arc.
Yeah. There's so much to say about this book. I just want people to kind of listen and sit with it.
Oh, that is probably the best recommendation of all. That's Awake in the Floating City, a novel by Susanna Kwan, read by Catherine Ho. Good way to end the week. And tomorrow we have a special edition of Behind the Mic, a bonus edition, and it is you, Michele, speaking with.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's me speaking about Jason Reynolds' new title with two of the producers and one of the actors.
And the new title is?
Soundtrack all about young people busking in New York. And it's an audio original that they took a ton of time with. They had a Grammy winning music producer score it. It was just so fantastic and so fun to talk to them about the creation of the title because it really was built for audio and they just put so much time and care into it and they seem to really have a good time.
That's wonderful. So that's tomorrow. You're going to be talking about Soundtrack, Jason Reynolds' new book with two of the producers of the audiobook. Fabulous. Okay, and that's tomorrow. I look forward to listening, Michele. Thank you.
You're most welcome, and it's been a fun week.
It's been a fun week as always. Support for Behind the Mic comes from Harper Celebrate, publisher of Hollywood icon Steve Jones's memoir, Hollywood Confidential: 12 Secrets to Becoming the Star of Your Own Life. Available everywhere you get your audiobooks. And people should stop by audiofilemagazine.com where they can find reviews for literally hundreds of audiobooks so they can make an informed listening choice. I'm Jo Reed, and I'll speak to you next week.